Hey everyone, it's Josh with JE Vintage Honda Minis, Orlando, Florida. This is for the TRX70. This is a TRX70 engine, 12 volt CDI ignition, but also the ATC70 engines. Only difference is your point system on the ATC70, and then you got the CDI. But this is going to be a showcase of refurbishing your original engine. So this is the TRX70 engine. This is how it came to me. And then I'm going to do a complete rebuild and refresh on it. So we'll just document what it looked like. These are side covers, pull start. So just to kind of quickly clarify what goes into engine rebuild or restoration, this motor is going to be completely torn down. Every part and piece taken apart, everything's inspected internally as far as the transmission goes, the crankshaft, rod, the cylinder heads rebuilt. You know, we vapor hone here, media blast, and then I also ultrasonic clean all the parts. That's a 30-liter ultrasonic cleaner, which is big enough for anything to be dropped into and thoroughly processed. Then everything, if it's aluminum and you want to get it mirror shined, I got everything to do that. So no corners cut. One other noteworthy comment is that each of these engines, once completed, will be installed into a frame and ran with me riding it. So it's going to get street tuned, ran under load. It's not just going to be bench ran. So the TRX case is all broken down. I'm going to get the gasket cleaned off of it, do a mild cleaning with some degreaser. All the other parts have been cleaned and wrapped, getting prepared for reinstallation. Got the clutch basket and stuff going in the ultrasonic cleaner right now to get a deep clean. After this is degreased and gasket removed, those will go in the ultrasonic cleaner. Then I'll use a light media blast, dry blast, to get all the corrosion off the outer casing, and then it will go through a vapor honing process to final finish it. Cylinder head will be completely disassembled and degreased, ultrasonic clean, then vapor hone. New valve seats will be cut, new valve train. This will be bored out to the next size. Honed, along with all the extra parts that go on here. These are all going to be cleaned and vapor honed and polished. The radial bearing for the secondary transmission shaft, these 6203s, will be replaced with the Honda NTN bearing, 2 of those, and then these needle bearings are replaced when the cases have these. So these will be pulled and replaced with new needle bearings. There's 2 of those. Flywheel is going to get de-rusted and cleaned up inside here on the magnet area, and then I'll polish off the flywheel to make it look nice and presentable. So the crankshaft will be inspected based on the Honda tolerances. Your radial bearings will be inspected for looseness, and these will be replaced if needed. The big end is inspected for appropriate tolerances for both lateral and up and down movement. If needed, we'll rebuild this. This is a 3-speed crank, but the TRX crank is in good shape. So this is an example of a finished case. It's gone through an ultrasonic cleaner, a dry blast cabinet, the vapor honing process, and just thoroughly rinsed with hot water and soap. So everything is, all the nooks and crannies are clean. All the bearings are pulled before this goes through its cleaning process. This is how your case is going to come out, as opposed to this case had been ultrasonic cleaned already, so I got most of the grime that builds up in this case, but you can see how the exterior is oxidized. You can do like a side-by-side comparison here. So here's the before on the side covers. did do the ultrasonic on the side cover, clutch side. And it's got its own dedicated work area and a conditioned space, so it's a clean engine build. I'm not working out in the garage where I'm blasting and stuff, and it's brought into a room where everything is clean. Obviously I have all the parts needed, pretty much all stocked all the time to do these engine builds. Cases are getting warmed up. All engines get new radial bearings at the transmission area, and these roller bearings, when the cases, later model cases, get the roller bearings too. Shift fork pins always are gonna be replaced. Shift forks, I'm gonna do them now no matter what. It's been wearing since day one. No reason to rebuild a whole motor and put some older shift forks in that are gonna catch up with you sooner or later. So new shift forks go in also. So clutch, ultrasonic cleaned, all the nooks and crannies are all cleaned out and degreased. Every part's taken apart, looked at, and then we got new clutch discs that are soaking in oil. For the cam chain area, you get a new DID chain, you get the all new rollers for the pump up here in the tensioner arm, so everything gets replaced. So jug is inspected and then bored and honed. We're going to match it to the piston, not bore it and then throw a piston at it, so that's done right. So here's a fully serviced cylinder head. Metals, last step was vapor honed, so that's natural aluminum. The top end parts are cleaned and polished where necessary. New tappet screws and nuts. New inner and outer springs, valve stem seals, valve seats are cut. New Japanese valve stem or valves. So your stator gets serviced. It will get fully rebuilt if it's a points and condenser setup. This is a CDI, so it gets cleaned really good. New seals, new hardware, and then I got all the stator kits on the shelf here to do rebuilds. So you get new tensioners, chain tensioner bolts, and the aluminum washer. Same thing with the. Not even gonna bother bolting this on for the side cover over this flywheel, but this is all refurbished. Everything's really cleaned up for you, and then repainted with Honda Silver Cloud and baked. And I did the recoil for the rebuild for this engine too, so everything got refurbished, repainted, new decals were needed, new spring and everything. This has a new spring in it, new rope, and everything's been re-lubed and checked. So I just wanted to show those since that was off the engine on the bike. I'm not going to put those on. I'll just wrap these up and put it in the cooler when the motor gets shipped back out. I don't need a pull start to get the motor running. TRX engine's totally assembled. I got it set up in the CT70 frame that I test ride all my engines in. And this is a CDI kit. So I kind of just taped all the harness up real quick so I can ride it safely. So it'll be ridden for a while. I'll let everything kind of break in nice and slowly and kind of rev it up and down gently, and then shift through all the gears. Everything's checked thoroughly. It looks double checked for leaks after multiple heat cycles. Clutch is adjusted, carbs adjusted if that's what I'm doing for you, carb work. And then everything gets packaged up real nicely and mailed back to you in a nice safe igloo cooler. So when I mean cooler, it's a 48 quart cooler. You can get them over at Walmart. I know those are on the shelf if you just walk in the store and get them right off the shelf on Walmart. They're like 17 bucks. Insulated, wall, thick, durable. Throw like a moving blanket or towels or something of your choice when you ship it. And this will be super secure, and then you just wrap it as it's like shown 3 times, or crisscross it with just some strong like Gorilla duct tape. Send it through FedEx. It's usually probably about 80 bucks, $85, but it's the easiest way to get these motors shipped around. They fit really nicely in there. Alright, well thanks guys. I just wanted to show you the engine services that I offer, and if you got any questions, I'll leave some contact information that you can reach out to me and we can chat a little bit.